Herzlich willkommen bei Das Investment. Ich spreche heute mit Sean Kenney, Co-Head of Global Distribution bei MFS. Sean, you're Co-Head of Global Distribution at MFS and started your career 21 years ago in the service center. What experience from that time still shapes you today?
Well, in the service center, you're spending all of your time talking to the actual shareholders of our mutual funds. So these aren't people that have hundreds of millions of dollars and aren't rich people. These are everyday people that are saving for their retirement plan or education for their kids. So I'll never forget that first year because we spend all of our time in that service center connecting with our end shareholders and talking about their financial dreams and their hopes. And to me, it's a reminder every day that our responsibility is to manage other people's money. And it's an awesome responsibility. It's a huge responsibility. And it's one that we take very seriously at MFS. So when we think about any decision we make every single day, it's always in service of helping to manage other people's money.
For 100 years, MFS stands for long-term investing. How do you personally define long-term in a world that is becoming increasingly short-term focused?
I think the term long-term is very broad. The way I think about it is full market cycles. As investors, whether you're investing personally or if you're an institution investing, my view is you should be thinking across market cycles because at any period of time, an investment style might be out of favor in the market. But over a full market cycle, you'd expect a market, a portfolio management process or structure to deliver over that cycle. And so I think it's difficult when holding horizons and time periods are in 1, 2, or 3 years because sometimes the environment just isn't conducive to the process that you're trying to implement in a portfolio. So I think the more we can think about long-term being full market cycles, peak to peak or trough to trough, is maybe a simple and productive way to think about being long-term.
ETFs and passive investments are booming, but active management is experiencing a revival, especially in times like these. Where does MFS position itself in this development?
In terms of active versus passive? Yes. So I think the term ETF is often characterized as passive.
It's a wrapper.
Yeah. It's a wrapper. And that's been true for a very long time. But actually now, ETFs are available in fully active portfolios. And we've launched 5 fully active, fully transparent ETFs in the US market. So I would characterize it as, we think about ETFs as a wrapper, a way to package our active management capabilities in a way that clients want it packaged. And when it comes to active and passive, I think there's a place for both in portfolios. The reality is many individual clients, whether you're a high net worth individual or a mass affluent retail investor, likely need both. We think that there's obviously a role for active management, particularly as the world becomes more interconnected and complex, and or as the world continues to fragment. Having active management, we think, is really important, but also recognize that there's a place for both active and passive.
Are there specific areas where you say, okay, their active is the choice or better choice?
Well, I think as a core building block to a portfolio, my view, and I think our view at MFS is active management should be a core building block because the stewardship over your portfolio, the ability to look not only at the asset class, but the quality of the businesses that you're investing in. Because as an equity investor, you are an owner in businesses. And you can own a broad array of the market, or you can be selective in terms of really investing in high quality companies over long periods of time. So we believe active should be the core building block of individual portfolios, but also recognize and appreciate that there might be places for passive markets or passive products in like big categories where you might just want exposure.
You talked about your active ETFs. Are they true active or are they research enhanced indexing? Or can you explain it a little bit more?
Yeah, they're 100% active. So we take proven capabilities like our large cap value and large cap growth capabilities in the US, an international equity portfolio and 2 fixed income portfolios. They are fully active portfolios that are taking proven capabilities that we have in mutual funds and separate accounts and just packaged in an ETF wrapper.
Your active ETFs are available in the US, but not yet in Germany. When can we expect them here, and what has held you back so far?
Yeah, well, so we just launched in the US and put a lot of investment in launching 5 high-quality products in the U.S. market, and we're constantly exploring when and where to expand that into other markets. Certainly Europe and Germany are part of that exploration.
We live in times of higher market volatility. What specific research process help your portfolio managers to differentiate between short-term market fluctuations and fundamental changes in companies?
For us, it's really about the business. So as an investor in a company, you're an owner in the business. So we really try to take the short-term noise in the market and use that as opportunities to assess entry points and exit points. But at the end of the day, what we're trying to do every day on behalf of our clients is evaluate the quality of companies. So when there is volatility in the markets, oftentimes that's not a signal of whether it's a good or a bad business. It can just be a great opportunity for an entry point to get into a great business, or an exit point because that business has been fully valued. So from our perspective, short-term market volatility doesn't really distract us, because at the end of the day, we're looking for great companies to invest in over long periods of time, paying the right price for those companies, and willing to be patient for both those entry and exit points on behalf of our clients.
Is this harder or easier in times of AI?
Ultimately, I think it enhances. So the reality is, as an investor, we're increasingly comfortable working with humans and machines. And so in many ways, AI makes it easier, because a lot of the more rote or mundane tasks of research, we can automate and use AI or generative AI to make that work pretty efficient and allow our human teams to focus on really the value-add areas of research, where they can really dig in and differentiate between companies and industries and sectors. So I wouldn't say it makes it harder or easier, because what we're going to always do is leverage the technology available to enhance the human decision-making that we have at the organization.
Sean, as co-head of global distribution, you are responsible for MFS worldwide expansion. What new initiatives or strategic priorities are you looking to implement, and particularly in Europe?
Yeah, well, one of those big areas of focus is growing outside the U.S. We have an incredible U.S. business, a North American business, and have been in the non-U.S. markets in Europe and Asia and all over the world for many decades. At the same time, we recognize we have an opportunity to continue to grow in markets around the world, in particularly continental Europe. So, Germany is a big area of focus for us, and an opportunity where we believe we can and should be a bigger presence in the German market. But growing in the European market is a key area of strategic focus for us. A second is fixed income. We believe that we have a really strong fixed income capability. As demographics change around the world, the need for more income in portfolios as people age and are in decumulation of retirement, they want protection and more stability in their portfolios. We believe we can be a solution on the fixed income side of people's portfolios. So those are two areas that I think are directly relevant to Germany, where not only are we really committing to continuing to grow in this market with a stable team and a committed team for many decades here, but also with a core capability that we think the local market needs.
When we talk about clients, I think it's no longer just about returns. What other teams and concerns are shaping your clients' investment decisions today?
Yeah, we work with advisors, so professional investors and professional advisors. So while investment returns really is sort of our license to operate, because at the end of the day, it's our job to produce, risk-adjusted returns for our clients over long periods of time. But it's becoming an increasingly competitive market landscape, and many of our clients as advisors don't have time to work with dozens and dozens of different managers. So what's becoming increasingly important for us as we work with clients is not just to have really great products, but to have a breadth of products that our clients can access, not just in one particular category, but across a variety of categories, and to be able to add value in the relationship along the lines of education, market research, thought leadership, things that will help advisors do their job better, help advisors save time, help advisors interact with their clients more effectively. So we have a lot of time and effort that goes into that on behalf of our advisor clients, and recognize that while we believe we have great products and a great breadth of products, we also have to bring value through the relationships that we have in the market through our team.
If we were to meet again in 10 years here, how will we be able to measure whether your vision for MFS has been successful?
Well, I think the most important thing is that we grow. If we're really wanting to grow in the
What kind
German
of assets
market,
or
assets, market share, our presence and brand. I mean, at the end of the day, we're motivated by our reputation. We aren't motivated by being the biggest investment manager. Certainly not looking to be the biggest investment manager in Germany, but we are looking to be the most trusted and respected active manager in the public markets for our clients. So, in 10 years, I hope we can look back and say, not only have we grown assets, but more importantly, we've built incredible trust and reputation with the financial advisor community here in Germany. And from my perspective, that's going to be the most important metric of success. Isn't just the assets, it's the level of trust and respect that MFS has earned as a brand.
what's the goal for assets under management in 10 years?
We don't put numbers out like that.
I know you love questions like this.
We don't think about it that way. The way I would answer that is our growth strategy is building alignment and trust with clients, because we have great products across a wide variety of asset classes. We can solve many client problems. At the end of the day, what earns us the ability to have products in a client portfolio is having the trust of the client. So we spend all of our time not selling to clients, but aligning, understanding a client's or an advisor's challenges, their concerns, what their clients are worried about, what it is that they're looking to understand more deeply, and how do we help solve that for our clients. So if we can do that well and align with clients and continue to build trust, we have an incredible set of products, a wide variety of products, and know that that is going to be our growth strategy, is ultimately building that trust.
Last year, I wrote a long article about your 100th anniversary, and I read the interesting story of Edward Leffler.
Yeah.
Sean, my last question. If Edward Leffler, the founder of MFS, were to walk through your office in Boston today, what would be the first thing you would show him?
The first thing I would show him is the original ledger of the mutual fund. So we still have prominently displayed in our offices the original ledger of the first mutual fund in America. And I would show him that. Even though that actually won't be new to him, I think it would be important for him to know that we hold on to that heritage.
That it still exists, yeah.
And the heritage of being 100 years old and celebrating our centennial, we care about that because we care about having played an important role in the industry. At the same time, while I would certainly show Edward that ledger, I would quickly describe to him how this inspires us for the future, the next 100 years of serving clients and innovating and helping to solve problems in the market for our clients. So we use that as a bit of an inspiration internally to say we have been an innovator and a disruptor in this industry, and we can and should continue to think that way. And I think Edward had a lot to do with that, starting the original concept of mutual fund.
Sean, thank you for the insights for your vision of MFS. Danke auch Ihnen fürs Zuschauen und bis bald.